The new chief of staff, Agbola Gambari, is not a good replacement of Abba Kyari. I know him quite well. I was the one who in 1981 brought him to the UN at his request as a member of the Nigerian delegation. He was then a senior lecturer at the ABU. In fact, the late Professor Audu, who was then foreign minister, actually advised me against inviting him to the UN, but he had strong academic credentials, which impressed me. He had obtained his first degree in political science from the LSE and a doctorate from Columbia University in New York. We were looking for strong delegates to the UN General Assembly, and I considered him the kind of delegate we were looking for. So I invited him as one of our delegates to the UN General Assembly. He was at the UN in New York with me. I gave him and his wife my city apartment, which I was not using, free for 3 months plus a car. I liked him and I was not seeking any favors from him. After 3 months, he returned home and sent me a note thanking me for giving him the first opportunity to visit the UN as a delegate and giving him his first experience at multilateral diplomacy. However, he sent President Shagari a secret and private note that while he was at the UN, he observed that I had not been attending the meeting of Islamic State at the UN. President Shagari sent the note to Professor Audu, who forwarded it to me in New York. He didn't even ask me for any comments on Gambari's secret memo, as Professor Audu fully understood that Nigeria had traditionally not been attending meetings if the Islamic State, as we were not then a member of the group. Gambari asked for a private meeting with President Shagari, which Professor Audu advised against. I was shocked that someone I had helped so much turned round to betray me so blatantly. I did not tell him I knew about the secret letter he had sent to the UN when Shagari was overthrown by Buhari Gambari became foreign minister. When career ambassadors were being suddenly retired, I was at first not on the list, but Gambari, now FM, and Rafindadi, the head of the NSO, who had worked under me in London and was now head of the NSO, worked together to secure my retirement. In fact, when I called him from New York to confirm from him news about my retirement, he first denied it. Thereafter, he no longer took my calls. In fact, I remained at my post in New York for another 3 months, during which the MFA tried to reverse the decision to retire me. I had done absolutely nothing wrong in my entire career in the diplomatic service and only got into trouble for helping a young academic who turned against me to fulfill his own personal ambition. Since then, he and I have only met twice in very difficult circumstances. First, at a dinner by a mutual friend in New York several years after my retirement. He could barely look directly at me. He was clearly embarrassed. Then, when Buhari won the election in 2015, I headed a team that was set up to prepare a paper for him on our foreign policy. Subsequently, Alhaji Joda asked him to join the team. Last year, he suddenly called me to ask if I would kindly represent him at a public lecture. He had agreed to chair. I told him I could not send that he should look for someone younger. He immediately hung up on me. Now, maybe the kind person Buhari is looking for to succeed Abba Kyari as chief of staff. They are very much alike, but Gambari is more subtle and even more dangerous and will substitute the national interest for his own personal interest. I have no doubt about that. What I have written is this long piece is just some of my personal experience and encounter with him. Everything I have written here is in my memory, lest I forget, which he has seen and read. It is nothing new, but I think it's important that the character of our top government officials should be revealed and not covered up. We have, as a nation, paid dearly for supporting appointments to high office that are often detrimental to our nation. Enough is enough, and this has to stop. Thank you for listening to this news. Viewers, believe you me when I say that this man is times 10 wicked and more tough than Abba Kyari. This man is more than wicked. He's a backstabber. He's someone I believe can backstab his friend by the back and pretend not knowing anything about it. See the story this of this minister. See the story between the both of them, between Dapo and this minister of external affairs, and during the time of Sani Abacha, who is now chosen as new chief of staff to the president. See the story of the both of them. What do you call this kind of person that can do this kind of a thing to someone who try to put food on his table, who try to give his life a meaning, who try to elevate and upgrade his standard? While trying to help him up, he's trying to bring down the hand that was trying to help him up. What do you call such a person? Is it not the devil? To me, this man is worse than the devil. He should be an advocate of the devil. The president has gone to get us someone that is even more worse than Abba Kyari. He has gone to get us someone that would even make this country to experience the worst pain that we have never experienced. No wonder he kept quiet. No wonder he went away for some time, not saying anything, and Nigerians kept asking of his whereabouts. Can you imagine? This man that has just been nominated has good credentials, but very bad record. A very, very bad record. See what he did in time of Sani Abacha. See the lives of people that were wasted just because of him. You can imagine. This man's record is deadly. But I want to say this to him, that it will never happen. He will never succeed. Because this present administration, because this present time, God has a hand in it already. So if he has any evil plan against the children of God in this administration, God is going to handicap him and break those evil hands. So, my viewers, our comments concerning the nomination or the choosing of this new chief of staffs are very important. Please don't forget to leave them behind. Click on the subscription buttons as well as bell button to receive more updates. Thank you.